And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today we're taking a look at Greedy Dragons. Now before we get into this, I'm curious, how do dragons, they collect all this gold, how do they pick it up? It's too hard to pick those things up with your fingers. I mean, they're so small, so they don't have time to scoop all this treasure up. Do they suck it up and then spit it back out? That's something that's always bugged me. But anyhow, this game, you are a dragon and you're trying to get the most treasure, stealing from other people if possible. Here's how it plays. Each player is going to get a pile of 5 random treasure cards placed in front of them. The rest of the treasure cards are going to go in the middle, kind of depending on how many players. You're going to use a certain number of cards in the game. Each player is also going to have one of these layer cards in front of them. So in front of me, for example, I have a card that's pointing to my right and a double treasure chest, a positive treasure chest there. And players will have a handful of 2 cards. So on your turn, starting with the start player, each person is going to play one of these cards into someone's lair. Now you can place the card next to the lair, like that. You can cover up another card, but the lair can't be more than 4 long. So let's say that card is placed there. This card is placed here. And let's see over here. Let's pretend this card is placed like this. Oh yeah, I need to have one place in my own area. So let's say this happens. All right. Now, starting with the start player, which is me, we're going to calculate how many treasure chests. So this is -1 plus 2. So it's a total of +1 treasure chests. And this goes to the second person. That's what the double arrow means, to my left. So over here, this person will draw a treasure chest. This is just a bunch of arrows, so nothing happens. Over here, it's +1 treasure chest. 2 to that person's right, which is me. And it happens twice, so I get to add 2. Over here, it's -2 treasure chests total, and that's going to go to this person here, so they lose 2. And then 2 over here, so this person loses 2, and then 2 more. And that's it. We all draw another layer card, and you're just going to keep playing. At the end of the game, if you have any treasure chests left, you'll take them, and you're going to add them together. 0s, 2s, 1s, 3s, and whoever has the most is the winner. Most of them are 0s, 1s, 2s, and 3s, but hey, there's a 10 ring in there somewhere. So whoever has the most points is the winner of the game. The game will end after you've gone through all the layer cards. The components for the game are basically just a pile of cards here, and the cards are fine. I mean, they have a few gems on them. They're a little stark, honestly. And they're not great quality, but they're not bad either. These are pretty good. I like how they fit together and make a nice little layer in front of you. It's easy to see. The down arrows mean you get the amount, the left and rights and the double left and rights. So they work pretty well. They're pretty easy to count and figure out. And the artwork for the dragon and stuff, I do like that. Man, when I first heard about this game, I was really intrigued with the whole idea of placing that console of layer in front of someone where you put a card down and now the card changes it so it goes this direction, or changes it to go this direction, or it comes toward you and it's positive or negative. And that's an interesting concept. It's definitely a vein of take that, to do something to the other opponents. But it was a cool concept. You can play cards yourself and others. Here's the biggest problem with this game. Well, one of the 2 biggest problems. One of the problems is that the treasure cards are crazy random. I mean, literally, if you get the 10, you almost always win unless it's the only card you've got. That's insane. But there's lots of 0s and 2s and 3s, and who cares? It's so lucky. But that's the other part, is the cards themselves. When you're placing these cards out there, it makes you lose cards or gain cards, right? So that's an interesting thing. I went through the deck and counted. There's as many negatives in there as there is positive, which means you will lose as many cards over the course of the game as you will gain them. That's just an average. It will work out. You start with 5 cards. You will probably end with 5 cards. And there is no joy in Mudville. That's not fun. When you play the card and, oh, okay, oh, I got 3 treasure cards in the next turn. Oh, I just lost 4. Now I got 2. Now I lost 5. Now I got 6. Now I lost 1. It's not that interesting. That is literally all you're doing is, I'll lose some cards, I'll gain some cards. Again, the core concept of building that layer and making the arrows point different players and go up would have been great, but why not have double the amount of positives than negatives? Why is there even a pile of 20 cards in the middle of the table? I don't get that, because most of the time you're losing cards, and it's so much fun to have that happen to you multiple times. And then when you flip over your cards, it doesn't matter. So we're done and we play this long, that's not long, but it's longer than it should be. So let's say you play 20, 30 minutes of the game. And it's like, okay, John has 10 cards, Billy has 6, Susan has 5, I have 0. Okay, so I got 0. Susan turns over her 5. Hey, 4 threes, that's 12. John turns over his 10. A bunch of garbage, he didn't get many points. It's like, yay, John, you played so well, but it's just a random mess. And it's not a random mess where it's like, woohoo! Because each turn you look at the cards, you're like, and yours go here, one then. Okay, so one to you, one to you. Yours go here. And it's a little thinky, right? But that thinkiness doesn't jive with the randomness that the game is just full of. So, unfortunately, this one I'm going to have to give a hard pass to, but I really wanted to like it. Dice Tower Judgment, an interesting idea, but too random.